Puppetry, probably if you don't know much, maybe it's thought to be just for kids or just something you see at the carnival, but it's not at all. There's a lot to do, a lot of creativity to do with it, and it's what adults and children are like.
The first rule is anything can be animated, anything can be brought to life. All we have to do is believe it.
DNA exists to develop the art form of puppetry, and we do that also in our educational work.
And this is the clown character, and he picks his nose. That's thing people like that.
Puppetry supposedly, in the historical content, comes from the religious need to animate the inanimate, to bring religious idols and icons to life. And it's the same thing when you play with a doll's house or as a child with toys. You want to see Action Man move, you want to see Barbie move.
Marionettes usually have 9 strings. In China, where they have a fantastic tradition of marionettes, it can have up to 50 strings, and each string is there for a different reason.
Everybody can be creative, which I believe. Everybody can be a puppeteer if they want to be. Everybody can animate inanimate objects and give them life, and as children we don't think twice about it.
And these are the closest to being little people.
It's a very important form of learning. It informs our learning, through this creativity, this sense of joy of playing.
It was really, really good because we've never actually seen anything like that before, and the woman was telling us in the workshop that the basic conception is that of puppeteering, when you think of it, is the old-fashioned idea of Punch and Judy, Richard and Judy, I was going to say. I mean, Punch and Judy. But it's like taking it into a whole new concept with, going back to the basics, just a bare hand, and you actually believe that he had expressions just from the movements and some of the sound effects that were used.
There's no limits. You're so limited with an actor, whereas with a puppet you can do all sorts. You pull their head off, you can make them fly, you can play with scale, you can go from this to giant 20-foot, you can play with a three-dimensional representation to a shadow and light representation. There's more to theatre than text-based. Two people sitting on a couch talking. Its original form, cabaret, is with the avant-garde and the most experimental forms of theatre. And we were strongly advised not to use the word cabaret because it was a bit of a dirty word, like puppetry. It was a bit of a dirty word, but they're both now fashionable again. Zanny and her amazing hat with her black cat shadow puppet theatre. That's a traditional technique. It's presented in a kind of updated contemporary method. It's such a lovely form of puppet theatre shadow work. There's always a dark side to kind of visual theatre world that's involving puppets. It's a very spiritual thing, and that's why, often there are some people who hate puppets, hate masks, hate Punch and Judy because they find it really spooky, because there is a lot of energy involved in it, and it is it's a voodoo thing. These objects come into life, things like that. Some people absolutely hate it and have a real fear of it.